All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, where wow, let me start that over again. Excuse me. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optics, where we bring you the headline hot takes of entertainment news. I'm your host, Christian, and today, as always, we will be talking about the world of film, TV, and everything pop culture related. And I'm joined by my partner in crime, my good friend, and my co-host, Devin. How are you doing today, man?
Just surviving, you know?
Yeah.
It's getting hot out.
It is getting pretty hot out there, man. I am it's getting nice and heated down here in Nashville, Tennessee. So it's been pretty good. You know, I've been taking a lot of walks lately, you know, around the neighborhood to get some nice little exercise in. I'm too much of a chicken to go to the gym just yet, but that's okay because
once I see those temperatures at 90, I'm just refusing to go outside.
It's like being it's like being back in Ohio, but you know, without the weather, without the cold storms and whatnot. It's more of just, you know, it was too cold to go outside. Now it's too hot. So oh well. Been playing some Beat Saber lately.
Yeah, although it's been too hot to play VR, so
yeah, that's true, man. I've just been I finished up my live stream of Last of Us, and I did the Left Behind DLC as well. And I'm just waiting for some Last of Us Part 2 to come out, man. Got 3 weeks left. Man, 3 weeks. I have 3 weeks left in order. So I've been doing really well so far when it comes to not, you know, running into spoilers. And thank God that Twitter actually added a feature where you can turn off comments for tweets, and Naughty Dog's been doing that for all of their Last of Us Part 2 shenanigans on Twitter. So I'm like, thank God I can like actually just, you know, kind of cruise Twitter the way it should be. But yeah, only 3 more weeks. I can make it. But before we begin today's topics, I just wanted to let you guys know you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Anchor, Podbean, iHeartRadio, and of course, YouTube, where we live stream our podcast and we upload it to podcast form or archive it, whatever you want to call it. The actual podcast comes out tomorrow. We just record on Thursdays, and we figured why not live stream, and we think it's been going on pretty well so far. So it's
one for one.
Yeah, one for one. Now we just gotta, you know, we'll eventually show our faces. We're not ready for the world to see these acts of God, these beauty marks. So, but yeah, we'll definitely do that. But we actually have a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of comic book news, have a lot of big gaming news as well, and a few extra pieces of some, you know, general film news out there. So I guess let's just get started. And do you want to take this first one, or do you want me to take it? I know we're both Henry Cavill fans, but
the Man of Steel is back.
He's back.
The mustached Man of Steel.
The mustache-less Man of Steel.
I kind of wish you would keep the mustache just for the meme.
Yeah.
Have to Photoshop it out again.
It honestly was a really great mustache when we went to go see Fallout, which we actually never ended up reviewing, by the way. Which
Really?
I don't think we did. I think we both went to go see it. I don't think we ever reviewed it. I have no like record of us reviewing that whatsoever. So I don't know. We'll just have to catch the next one whenever that is. But yes, as Devin said, Henry Cavill is returning as Superman for future DC comic book movies. You know, this has been something that's been up in the air for a while, and we haven't really.
He was almost in Shazam. Like everything but from the neck down was in Shazam.
Like, I still don't believe that wasn't him. Like, because it easily could have been him. But then again,
I feel like I don't even know what Like it could have been him, and then they just couldn't agree on a contract, so they left his face out, or maybe it was just some other guy. Who knows?
Well, there's only one way to find out. We have to watch Shazam and scroll through the credits to see if we can find his name. That is the only way this is going to work. So
if it's even credited,
if it's even credited. So yeah, since there's been a lot of DC news these past few weeks, a lot of Warner Brother news overall. So
this is their chance. Marvel's quiet because of Corona, obviously.
Yeah,
this is their chance to try to steal some of that spotlight.
It really is, and we all know that it's funny to it's fun to make DC the butt of the joke, blah 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 blah, haha. They have bad movies, and we're going to be doing a little bit of a ranking later on as well. So I kind of want to just throw that out there. But yeah, like in all seriousness, we do want to see DC improve because. I mean, why not? This we are comic book fans. We aren't just Marvel fans. We aren't just DC fans. When it comes to any, sci-fi fantasy property, we want to see it succeed because I would say that this is our favorite genre of movies. And, this is like the golden age of superhero movies. When we were growing up, we had Spider-Man. And I mean, there was Blade, but we were a little bit too young for that.
And Daredevil and Elektra.
Yeah, Daredevil, Elektra.
Weird one-offs.
Yeah, exactly. And, we had Spider-Man. So, oh my God, these Spider-Man movies are amazing. And then we had Christopher Nolan with Christian Bale, a.k.a. the best Batman out there. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But, yeah, so that was pretty much all we had until, Iron Man. And that's, I mean, obviously, I would say, Blade and, earlier comic book movies kind of helped pave the way. But I think Spider-Man is definitely what started the flame in our youths. So, yeah, I mean, it's great that Henry Cavill is, returning as Superman. The entire, Twitter's been blowing up about it. And, the cape is always been in his corner. He's been very quiet about it. He's been doing a lot with The Witcher, which I'm a really big fan of. And he's just a great guy. He's like a super buff nerd or geek. Yeah. I don't even know. He just loves, the things that he just loves pop culture. It's just, it's as simple as that.
As many issues as the DCEU has had, I don't think Superman was ever a main issue. I think Henry Cavill's done it justice. He doesn't have much to work with, but he's not the issue.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not even, Henry Cavill's been doing a great job. Everyone has, besides Jared Leto, but we're not going to talk about the Ayer cut. Or, I mean, if you want to talk about the Ayer cut, we can, because I kind of do, but I kind of don't. But we probably will end up talking about it at some point. But I know how much you love Zack Snyder, so I'll let you take this next one. We have a lot of DC news to get through today.
Looks like Snyder Boy is working on a Snyder Cut trailer already.
Ooh,
I've been hearing a bunch of different things. Like I saw somewhere that there really isn't a Snyder Cut currently. Like they have so much work to do that there really isn't one made yet. So I don't know how close they are to a trailer.
Yeah, I mean, they said they're going to be pumping in $30 million into this.
They said they wish it was $30 million. Like it's going to be a lot more than that.
That's right. Yeah, the Warner Media chairman did say he wished it was only $30 million. Which, I mean, I guess what do you like? How do you feel this sets a precedent for other cuts that have never been released? The Ayer cut.
There's already been a domino effect.
Yeah, it's
Daredevil trying to save that. A Solo sequel. Who's asking for that?
I don't get it. Okay, I don't really like Solo. I like characters in Solo. I love Emilia Clarke and I love Donald Glover and Paul Bettany as well. And the guy who played the young version of Han, he was good, but it's I didn't really think that movie needed to be made to begin with. So it's like, why would you even push for a sequel? Like, what is there to tell? Like, I mean, yeah, there was a bit of a cliffhanger, with Darth Maul was in there, but it's like we already know. Well, Darth Maul's fate is, explained and shown in Star Wars Rebels. So it's like, what's the point? And a lot of people are like, oh, now we got to save Daredevil. And it's like, well, did Daredevil even really needed to be saved to begin with? Because if I'm saying, oh, I want to save this property, like, yes, everyone wants a season 4, but
I'd rather just have him get put into the MCU and used that way, using the same actor, like a fresh start in the movies.
Exactly.
Or the shows.
Right. Like, we got 3 great, seasons with him as Daredevil, and just if there's going to be a Daredevil movie, let there be a Daredevil movie. Or if he gets introduced into Spider-Man 3, whoever plays Daredevil, just let it happen organically. Stop trying to. I hate when people try to like force all of these cuts and so, well, now we're gonna do. There's a cut of whatever that most recent Fantastic Four movie was.
Oh no.
I never saw it because I
never saw it either. I refuse.
So bad. Because I was like, I'm done with Fantastic Four for a while, because Rise of the Silver Surfer was okay, but like it still wasn't all that good. But I'm like, I just don't want another one, like, at all. But I mean, now I do. Like, it's been some time, but who in the world?
Yeah, John Krasinski. Now we do.
Yeah, John.
Come on in.
Exactly.
I know you wanted to be Captain America. This is good enough.
Yeah, that is true. But it's like, I mean, even the David Ayer cut for Suicide Squad, like this is what I was afraid of, because it's too much. It is way too much. David Ayer, he came out with the whatever cut that he had, and it was garbage. And then the studio released an extended cut, and it was still garbage. And now he's like, oh, well, like now since Zack Snyder is getting his, I guess you can say, dream realized in a sense, because technically his vision of Justice League was supposed to be 2-parters, but since this is, these Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's supposedly supposed to be about 4 hours long, or a 6 hour TV show. I'd rather just have the movie, honestly. But and I just feel like David Ayer's trying to ride off the coattails, and it's like, oh, it'll be really easy to get it done. But it's like, but your movie was already crap to begin with. I don't even know if the Snyder Cut's going to be all that good, to be completely honest. So it's like, what's the point? And I'm sorry, we're getting a little bit off track, but yes. So since Zack Snyder is working on a Snyder Cut trailer, that's great. They're pumping money into this, because Warner Brothers did mess up, and they actually went into our next topic when you were talking about Save Daredevil, and it's just it's not the same thing. Zack Snyder had a family tragedy where his daughter committed suicide. How and why do people think that now is a good time for all these other directors to get their cuts? Because at this point in time, we're just backtracking. And like, yeah, I'm interested to see the Snyder Cut, but like, after I see it, I'm really just not going to care about it. It's not a part of the current DC Extended Universe, which has actually been coined as an official term by
finally.
HBO. Yeah, finally, via HBO Max. But it's just, I don't know, man. Like, did you have anything else to say about it? Because I feel like we're beating a dead horse, but I feel like we're going to end up talking about this a lot more within next year.
It's also funny, like that tweet I sent you, all these Snyder Cut fans, they were so supportive and talking about creative freedom for Snyder Cut, but now they want to cancel Matt Reeves' Batman. Like,
oh
no,
you
contradiction
don't
there. You're just contradicting yourself, because why can't he have his creative freedom and create a Batman that he wants? Like,
right. let me see if I can actually pull that up. Let's see if I can pull up that. What is it? Snyder Cut cringe.
Yeah.
This thing is amazing. I love it. Okay, here it is. Sharing my screen here for all those who are. So yeah, Matt. So this comes from at DCEU News. Matt Reeves is an incredible director. Robert Pattinson is a superb actor. But I wouldn't be too distraught if the Batman was canceled. After all, most of us DCEU fans are here for Ben Affleck's Batman. After he said he's done playing the character, but anyway, and then he's saying Ben Affleck's Batman is what we were promised, and then Snyder Cut people saying we did. The Snyder Cut is officially going to release. This is a huge victory. And then the other guy is like, so you're going to continue to raise money and campaigning for other cape shit directors, creative integrity, and freedom of expression. And then, yeah, so that's actually pretty funny. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, but why would you want to cut the Batman? Like, I want to see Robert Pattinson in a bat suit. I love Matt Reeves, and he has like the entire team is, the cast. This is a very stacked cast. Like, we've seen other stacked casts and, for Avengers and what have you, but this is shaping up to be a great movie, and I cannot wait to see it next October. Like, it's just going to be amazing. But for those of you who are out there saying that, you want the Batman or Matt Reeves Batman canceled, honestly, shut up. It's not like, fans are not that entitled. Fans should not feel this entitled for certain things. And this is what I was afraid of going into the Snyder Cut, because now it's like, oh, it's for the fans. Fans are the worst in any situation, especially when it comes to things like this, or even Star Wars, as we've talked about before. Like, fans don't really know how to show their gratitude in a respectable way. They just want whatever they want, and they want the opposite of what's trying to, get in the way of what they're trying to achieve to fail. And that's how the game console mentality comes in as well. It's stupid. But let's move on here to Doom Patrol.
Brendan Fraser news here.
Have you started watching?
I have not.
It's good. It's good. It is. I mean, I'm only on the first episode, but I think I have like maybe 10 minutes left, because I was watched it on my lunch. I thought I can squeeze an entire episode. I didn't realize they were an hour long each. I was like, okay, well, this is one of those kind of shows, but that's fine. But it's very good so far. I think Brendan Fraser does a great job as well. But this next story comes from comicbook.com, as well as our previous stories that we've been talking about here. But Doom Patrol is currently the only DC Universe series that is moving to HBO Max, which
it's so weird.
It's weird. I kind of get where they're coming from, but it doesn't really make any sense.
Just like get rid of the DC streaming, whatever it's called.
Yeah, DC Universe. Like, it has a lot of great stuff on there.
Just absorb all of it into HBO Max. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah, that is one thing I don't understand. Because it's like, you have this you've been talking about this flagship streaming service for the past few months, so all these amazing shows and whatnot. I've been watching some Teen Titans and some other Cartoon Network stuff, but like, it is lacking in not the DC live action. DC live action stuff is there.
Although it is missing a fair amount of that too.
Yes, it is. And I think it's actually weird, because when I was looking through their catalog, BVS is on there, of course, but I don't think it's the extended. I think
they're not the director's cuts or anything.
I mean, it's not like the director's cut was that much better, but like, you might as well, why not just have both of them on there? I mean, or just have the extended, because, or honestly, just both. Like, I feel like both should be totally fine because, yeah. But yeah, it's real. Like I could see them saying, "Oh, like, well, we're testing the water with this." It's like, no, dude, like throw Titans on there. I mean, it's not that good, but like I'll sit there and watch it.
Quinn show. Like I've been hearing so many good
Yeah.
things. I'd love to watch it. I don't want to pay
I
for it.
thought it was going to be
on its own.
Right. Like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, like $7.99, 4K streaming, whatever. But it's like HBO Max does have better content than DC Universe. So it's like you might as well just, like you said, merge them together, make it one big HBO Max.
That's what everyone thought they were doing, and then they just didn't do it.
Yeah, because they kept saying DC content, but they didn't like thoroughly explain which one. And especially since HBO Max is the same price as HBO Now, but you get more. What's like $14.99, and but for people like us, we have a cable subscription through HBO, so we're able to access HBO Max for free because of our cable subscription. But for those who just don't have cable at all, I mean, technically I don't. It's through my parents, but I mean, they've had HBO forever. So I'm like, hey, I need that login info. I'm like, I'll give you my Netflix if you give me that HBO. We're doing a nice little trade off. So it's paying off for now. It has been for some time, but for those who don't, who completely cut the cord on their cable subscription, the only choice they have is to sign up for a subscription through HBO Max if they want the HBO content. So it is kind of weird, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's cool. Doom Patrol's on there. Like I'm enjoying it a lot, but I really do wish that there was a little bit more DCEU content. It just doesn't make any sense. Just throw it all on there. People will love it. And I mean, Warner Brothers has the potential to, play with the big leagues between Hulu, Disney Plus, and especially Netflix. So it's like, why not? This don't make no sense. But yeah. I will let you take this next story here, since I know you're a big Kumail Nanjiani fan.
How can he not be? This guy's taken over.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was in an interview with Cine Express, and he mentioned that the character he's playing for his upcoming role in the Eternals, named Kingo, he thinks that he will be able to defeat Deadpool in a fight for a secret reason. It's interesting stuff. He must have some kind of power that would be good against Deadpool. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. There's been so much news out there, but it's like, a lot of it's like, oh, something's in development, but it can only be in development stage for so long until people have to eventually meet, because you can't really shoot a movie while everyone's at home. And that actually goes back to, I think there was a story that Zoe Kravitz was saying for the Batman, that she's waiting. She hasn't gotten any call, any emails about when they're coming back to filming, so she's kind of just sitting there.
She's gonna be such a good Catwoman.
She really is. I think it's gonna be fantastic, like amazingly fantastic.
I think I'll let you take this next one because you were so upset about it.
Okay, it's just I don't. Why is this a thing? Why?
It's random. I've never seen an announcement for something like this.
Like, it's okay. So Hyundai and Sony team up for a multi-promotional partnership on the Uncharted and Spider-Man sequels and more.
Obviously, product placement in movies is not new. It's just like weird seeing it being announced beforehand. I've never seen it done like that before.
I mean, they are both Japanese companies, and that's totally fine. But it's just random because I guess, like you said, we've never really seen anything like this before. Because so Hyundai Motors new models and technology will star. Right.
They'll have names and everything. They'll be in the credits.
Right. Star.
Hyundai Sonata number 2.
I can't believe Hyundai Sonata number 5 bit the bullet for Honda Sonata number 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Hyundai
it's
Odyssey coming in hot.
oh god. But it says they will star in 5 upcoming Sony movies, including Uncharted. That's supposed to hit theaters July of 2021. And the sequel to Spider-Man Far From Home, everyone's dubbing it Spider-Man 3, but it will have home in the title, and that comes out November 2021. And the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that's coming out October 2022, and other tentpoles are to be determined. It's just, I mean, like, if you're gonna do it, then just do it, bro. But like, it just doesn't make any sense to just
No one would have noticed.
yeah, like no one. It's like one of those deals that nobody asked to be made public or care about. Like, if you're gonna do it, do it. That's fine. Like, oh, I mean, we'll probably recognize it or not. I mean, we're like, oh my god, I can't. I wonder what kind of Hyundais they're gonna have. But I feel like it's going to be one of those promotionals where it's like new Hyundai technology or
Smart Park.
yeah, or like it's going to be like new Hyundai vehicles that aren't out on the market yet. Everyone's going to be like, oh my god, look at Nathan Drake.
I remember they did that with Iron Man, and it was like a new Audi or something that they had in the movie. And I don't remember which movie, but Tony Stark had a fancy new Audi.
And then it came out like a year, something later, a few months later. And that's kind of where I draw the line. Like, I mean, if you're gonna have whatever, is out currently, that's fine. But like, if it's going to be something that, this will be on the market in a few months, I'm going to a movie to watch the movie. I'm not going there to sit through like a bunch of infomercials or like, product placement commercials. I mean, I normally don't mind like a few product placements here or there, as long as it fits well into the story. Like, obviously, if it's set in the real world, obviously, they're going to be using real world products. But I guess Hyundais are confirmed in Spider-Verse. So, that's a different universe. So I guess they're doing pretty well for themselves in the future, wherever they may be. So cool, I guess. It's just a marketing tool, I guess. Whatever, stupid stuff. But let's get into. We're going to be doing a ranking here before we get into the rest of our news. So this will be the last for our comic book news, and then we'll get into our general news stories. But so what we're going to do really quick, we are going to rank the DC films, and that does include, it's not just DCEU films. I mean, if you want to include Joker, you can, or so mainly it would be,
I think Joker is both the number one, so we can just get that out of the way first.
Yeah. Yeah. So ranking all the DC EU films, or DC films, not EU films, sorry, from 1 to 9. And so obviously both number one on both of our lists is Joker as number one. So I'm going to have you go ahead and do your number 2.
My number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how this if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but Shazam going in at number 2.
Shazam!
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I did too. So hold on. I have my list here somewhere. I posted it on Facebook the other day. Okay, so number 1, obviously Joker. My number 2 is actually Wonder Woman. I think Gal Gadot is a phenomenal actress. I don't think she's like, the top dog, but I think she does a pretty good job. For what she's given, and her personality just, she's always happy to be around, when she's in interviews, she's always so nice to people. She doesn't seem like the kind of person who's a dick, I guess you can say, because you can, like, I mean, there's a lot of stars out there, you may like their work, but you see them in some interviews and stuff, and it's like, oh, I really don't like how this person acts. But yeah, Wonder Woman, great film. Watched it the other day. I always love watching it. Patty Jenkins did a great job with that, and Wonder Woman 84 comes out this year, so we have that to look forward to. But so, what is your number 3?
Three is tough for me. I think 3 I'll go Man of Steel.
Ooh.
I think it gets lost in the shuffle, kind of gets forgotten, kind of underrated, I would say. A lot of people seem to hate it, and I don't really understand why.
Yeah, and my number 3 is actually Man of Steel as well, for those reasons and more. You know, we've been talking up Henry Cavill here for the past 30 minutes. So
Also, Amy Adams is a great Lois Lane.
Amy Adams needs her Oscar. Justice for Amy Adams, because she is a phenomenal actress. And when I say phenomenal, I don't mean Gal Gadot phenomenal. She is phenomenal. Every movie that Amy Adams, she kills in like every role. It's like she's like the female version of Leonardo DiCaprio. Give her freaking Oscar already, please. But what is your number 4?
Number 4. Now this will definitely be controversial for a certain group of people.
Is it BBS?
Number 4 is Birds of Prey.
Oh,
no, all you manly men out there just love to hate this movie because reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it's
had great action scenes too.
Oh yeah, phenomenal action scenes. So my number 4 is Shazam. And I was having a hard time ranking between Man of Steel and Shazam, and it's just for whatever reason, because like I'm not a big Superman fan, like as in the comics, or just like I like him as a character, but he's nowhere near my favorite superhero. But when I saw Man of Steel for the first time, I was like captivated. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I loved it. And then I think I actually like Shazam a little bit more as a comic book character, because when Shazam was originally owned by Fawcett Comics, I believe, and Superman was, out through DC, there was a point in time where Shazam was getting a little bit more of the head of the popularity curve over Superman, and DC Comics, Detective Comics, did not like that. So something had happened between both companies, and DC ended up acquiring the rights to Shazam, and that's how Shazam, or Captain Marvel at that time. Yeah. But what is your number 5? Yeah, number 5.
Number 5 is Wonder Woman.
Ooh.
It would have been higher if the villain wasn't really dumb and weird.
Yeah, the villain was kind of odd, and I think majority love about that movie is the first 2 acts. His third act is kind of weak, but yeah, I totally agree there. But my number 5 is actually Bop, Birds of Prey. I really liked it. For me, it literally sits like in the middle of the road. I don't think it's like the best, but it's definitely not the worst. Like you said, we both had a lot of fun watching it. It had a little bit of dash of Quentin Tarantino in there as well. So
I think it's storytelling more memorable than a lot of the other DC movies.
Oh, the the Freakish Four. I'm sorry, the Forgetful Four. There we go.
Yeah.
So what is your number 6? Because I'm interested to see where these last 4 land.
Yeah,
it's
6,
very hard.
6, I'll go BBS.
Okay. For me, it is Aquaman. As many explosions as there was just so many explosions in that movie that interrupted so many conversations. And the only memory I have of Aquaman is texting you when we went to go see it early, and texting back and forth to saying how bored we were, because Aquaman just automatically gets his freaking powers from a Kraken by talking to it. And like, you can understand me too? Oh, go on ahead. I'm like, bro, I wanted to see Aquaman fight a Kraken. Why did this not happen? and it's I don't want to get into it. Anyway, so what is your number 7?
My number 7 is Aquaman.
Oh, my number 7 is BVS.
So we just switched those around a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I like the concept of BVS, but it's like if I'm going to watch a Batman versus Superman movie, I'll just pop on The Dark Knight Returns because that's literally part of BVS of what they adapted, and it's like 1,000 times better. It's like a really, really good story, and I think everyone should watch it. And we might be doing a giveaway, excuse me, of The Dark Knight Returns within next month. So keep an eye out for that on Twitter. So
now's where it gets really interesting.
This
bottom of the barrel.
This is going to be very interesting because I am, especially these last two, I had a very hard time trying to figure out which is the absolute worst, but I think I got it right. What is your number 8?
8 is Suicide Squad.
Okay. My 8 is Justice League.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I bought Justice League when it not when it first came out. I think it was on sale during Black Friday a few years ago. Bought it for like $10. I watched it once, and I remember you said it was just so bad.
I don't even remember. Like, so I've got so much of it. And here's the thing: I made the distinction between Suicide Squad and Justice League because Suicide Squad, while people were like excited for it, it didn't have as much hype to live up to as Justice League did. Like, you can't mess up Justice League, and they found a way to mess it up that bad.
That's true.
Like,
I agree.
It's so important for it was so important for them in their universe to get that movie right, and it was just so rushed, and all of it was so bad.
Well, that is very, very true. So I chose, David Ayer's Suicide Squad as my number 9, the worst of the worst, the boof of the boof, if you will. Not only because this movie is so bad, but it also reminds me of another movie that he directed that was also hot garbage, and that was Bright. And wow. I just, it's not that I hate them. It's just that the movie is wow. Just wow. And it's like him directing Bright and that being a heap of garbage too doesn't really help Suicide Squad's case for me. It's just I didn't really like Jared Leto. The only part that I loved about Suicide Squad, of course, was Harley Quinn and Will Smith's character, Deadshot, as well. Yeah. Everything else, honestly, it could have done without.
Killer Croc was cool. One them an Oscar.
Yeah, that is true. But other than that, that's
another reason why Suicide Squad is better. It's an Oscar-winning movie.
True. Okay, that is true. I was trying to get Justice League the benefit of the doubt because I know so many people don't like it, and that movie just came out of nowhere and just like, oh, Justice League is out this weekend. I was like, what? I'm like, wait, hasn't there only been like 2 movies? I mean, part of me kind of wishes that they would have just followed the Marvel formula and just let it be that, because there's, even if they quote unquote follow that formula, DC definitely had a chance to make sure that everything was coherent within all of their films, because obviously, yes, there's inconsistencies and the MCU that they've had to cover up from time to time, or have explanations later on with more recent movies, but I don't know. Yeah,
that's our rankings.
Yeah, that's our rankings of all the DC films, all the DC live action films. Devin hasn't seen too many of the extended the animated universe, so we can't really go there, but that is okay. So next up, we have a bunch of general news here. So I guess I'll have you take this first one.
Well, a new Tenet trailer was released, and I have made the conscious decision to not watch it.
Oh, you have okay.
I'm saving myself. I want to be razzled and dazzled
I'm going to be
with the
wined and
movie
dined.
releases.
Right. You want to be
I want,
wined
I
and
want,
dined.
I want my jaw dropping in the, well, hopefully in the theater, but whenever I see the real thing.
Yeah, I've watched the trailer a few times. It's wow. I mean, it's a Nolan movie.
I kept seeing people like saying, oh my God, look at this trailer. Like, wow. So I'm just like, all right, I'll wait for the real thing to get that reaction.
Because we all know, especially Suicide Squad trailer, that trailer was fantastic. And as we just talked about, we all know how that ended up. But yeah, new Tenet trailer came out. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely give it a look-see. Came out about 7 days ago, so it came out right after we did our previous podcast, news show podcast. So yeah, I mean it's great stuff, man. It looks like a Nolan movie, and I'm very excited to see. But it's like a Nolan movie should be. Like I like even watching this like multiple times, I still cannot tell you what the hell is going on, like at all. It is just
that's Nolan.
Yep, it's Nolan. So move on to our next story here. Star Wars: The High Republic is sadly delayed until January 2021.
Only a few months.
Yeah, only a few months. Looks like announced on StarWars.com, of course, of all the COVID, all the pandemic that's happening. It just got pushed back. It was originally supposed to come out this year, but just gotta wait a little bit longer. I don't even know why I put this in here. There wasn't really much to tell about this, so it's just gotta wait for more Star Wars news. So
moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Hulu's making more changes. We talked about last week how they're Disneyfying their interface. I'm not sure when that's going to affect, but it's needed. So thank you. Now they're testing out a nice watch party co-viewing experience feature. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
Get a nice group together, put on Solar Opposites, have a good time.
Oh, we really need to do that. I would love if we could do a watch party. I would love that so much. But yes, so if for people who don't know, there is a third party application or extension you can get for Google Chrome for Netflix Party, but it's not made by Netflix. So this looks like, it's actually being created by Hulu for Hulu, obviously. And it looks like there's a bunch of test watching party co-viewing experiences that are happening right now. So it looks like this will allow subscribers in different places to watch movies and TV shows together. I don't know if this is only going to be a part of the $12 per month plan, or if they're just going to, let every tier of Hulu, all the money bags in the non-money bag people out there who pay for $7 a month Hulu like I do with ads, if they're going to allow that or not. So it makes more sense to do a part of the 12 per month no ad, just because if you are watching a show, why do you want to be watching commercials between watching Solar Opposites or How I Met Your Mother or something like that? So things like this have become very popular, watch parties and whatnot. I know a lot of, Zack Snyder did one for Man of Steel. It's not really the same because it's like, we're going to all start at the same time and watch it. I'd rather them live stream it and kind of we can watch it on there, even if the, quality isn't always the best. Cause live streaming or streaming content in general is a little iffy, but this is really exciting stuff. I'm very happy for that. So speaking of viewing, co-viewing experiences, it looks like Florida will soon be home to the world's largest movie theater, drive-in movie theater.
This is interesting.
Very interesting.
I think drive-in theaters obviously are in the midst of a giant comeback. But to hear news of a new one being created, that's interesting. Could be the future.
Yeah, like I mean, this video looks like fantastic, dude. And it's just like insanely. Oh, sorry, did not mean to put that on there. Not really used to having speakers on my new computer monitor, honestly. Like they're pretty good speakers, but they always love to take over, instead of just playing on my headset headphones. So yeah, so it looks like this is romantic, cozy, and a total throwback. Drive-in theaters are a great way to shake up movie night. They can even encourage social distancing while having fun. I guess it's going to be called Lighthouse 5. The theater will be found in Istis in 5 different screens, or feature 5 different screens, on-site restaurants, and even camping. So that looks pretty cool. While drive-in movie theaters were prime entertainment in the 40s and in the 60s, they're slowly coming back in style. So that's always pretty cool. It's a nice little cool little fashion trend. It's been a while since I've been to a drive-in theater. I think last time was in college, and there was one right. It's one in Kent, Ravenna area. I think that was like the only one by us, to be completely honest.
There's one in Mayfield too.
Oh, is there? Okay.
It's the same company though.
Okay. So you want to take this next one? This one looks very, very interesting.
It looks like we're getting one global film. We are one global film festival. That's what it's called. Yes. I actually don't know what this is. So go on.
Okay. So this comes from Next Best Picture podcast. Definitely check out his work. He's based out of New York. He does a lot of amazing interviews. Him and his crew are just killing it out here with all this amazing content. But it's since a lot of this goes back to the since COVID's been happening. A lot of film festivals obviously were not able to partake. So I believe this is a way of having everybody come together and watch their films. They're going to be premiered and debuted on Netflix through their not Netflix, I'm sorry, YouTube. Wow. Through their YouTube channel. And I'm actually going to pull up the YouTube channel here and share it on screen for those who are watching the live stream. So this is the We Are One Global Film Festival. So it's experiencing a film festival like never before during this first ever 10-day global film festival, curated by over 20 film festivals across the world. It will run from May 29th, tomorrow, until June 7th. And all of the funds raised during the festival will benefit the COVID-19 relief funds as well. So it's pretty cool. It's just a bunch of film festivals coming together, and they have their nice little schedule here. Day one, they have a lot of premieres, actually. Looks like a good 15 or 12. So, and it's going to be going on for a while, and they got a bunch of premiere dates here. So, spreading them into between like short films and animation and what have you, conversations, of course, and global voices. So yeah, I mean, I'll definitely have to check it out. I know I also have to watch Space Force this weekend because I believe we're still reviewing that, right? Or
yeah,
okay. That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure. Didn't want to get too far into Doom Patrol before, starting that Space Force, since I finished Community already. But I'll let you take this next one. This next news story.
A new poll has been taken from Adam Tickets, and they have found that people might be going back to the theater sooner than you think.
Oh. Very, very interesting.
They surveyed 1,500 people and found that 25% would go to a cinema immediately, 34% within 1 month, and another 18% within 2 months. So a total of 77% of people would see a movie in theaters within the next 2 months.
But like, there are no movies in theaters, though.
Well, I mean, if they're opening back up, there would be movies coming back.
True. So do you think it would be newer titles, or would it be some old classics?
I think once they can find out a release date, they'd start talking to companies to try to get movies filled into the slots.
Yeah. I wonder how they would go about that for like how many people can be in each theater at a time, because there's no way that you can just sit elbow to elbow like you're
they have to cut capacity down.
Yeah, so I mean it's interesting, but how long are you willing to wait to
It's
go back
tough.
to the movie?
I don't know. It feels like if you did go, you might have a theater to yourself because everyone else is scared off. Could be nice.
I've been trying to do that for literally months, dude. Like, I thought when I went to go see, oh my gosh, what was it? I think it was Frozen 2. It was like super early in the morning. It was like 9 o'clock. Tell me why. It was like me and like maybe like 2 other families, but like we were all spread out. And then out of nowhere, this is like an entire army of Annas and Elsas just running to their seats. I'm like, is this like a school trip or something? Like, no, it was just a bunch of kids and a bunch of parents carpooling together and taking everyone's kids to go see Frozen 2. And I'm like, now I'm the guy sitting there because I thought if I got there early enough, then I would be safe. But no, the kids came anyway. A bunch of Annas and Elsas. And obviously we all know, kids have like the worst attention spans, but like, wow, these kids were like, I mean, the parents looked miserable just sitting there like, you got to do this for the kids. But it's like the kids aren't even paying attention to the movie anyway. Anytime Anna and Elsa it was on screen was like the only time they actually paid attention. But yeah, I don't know how long I would wait to go back. I mean, they haven't charged their AMC accounts in a while, so I don't know. Yeah, good stuff.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. So I'll cover the next bit of news here. So it looks like, for those of you who don't know, John Krasinski made his own YouTube channel called Some Good News. Basically just a news channel sharing some amazing stories, the good stories that, the actual news should be sharing instead of, all the negative news that sells. But it looks like he sold his show to CBS and explains that he didn't have time to keep hosting Some Good News and would have had to end the show if he didn't sell it to CBS, because of course he is an actor, his wife's an actor as well, he's a family man, they have kids, he's married, they got a lot going on, and priorities come into play after a while.
I was definitely sad to see it end after episode 8. I didn't even know it was the last episode until I saw a couple stories come out. I just loved this little series he did.
Yeah. And I mean, all good things have to come to an end, but
I'm interested to see who they'll get to host on CBS.
Yeah, that would be, or maybe it'll be Michael Scarn, Rainn Wilson, anyone from The Office.
Yeah,
it has to be someone from The Office. Like, I feel like that's just, I don't know. There's something there, I'm assuming that they're all very close. So, that's pretty much the reason why he has sold it to them. It sucks, but it makes sense, so it's just, it is what it is. So
next up, real quick news bite here. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the Tom Hanks starring Mr. Rogers movie. It will be on Hulu June 2nd. So a few days or week.
Next Tuesday. So almost.
Definitely recommend. We both thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and definitely check out our review of A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. It is up on our podcast. So we loved it a lot, and I still haven't bought it on physical. I don't know why, but I'll definitely be checking it out again when it comes to Hulu. And the
This
last,
might be the biggest news of the bunch.
I think so. Everyone's been talking about Henry Cavill, so it's like, but yeah. So it looks like Apple TV Plus or Apple is to team up with Paramount on the new Scorsese, DiCaprio, De Niro drama
It's quite the
Killers.
trio.
Yeah. Killers of the Flower Moon.
There was a very, very hot bidding war going on for this movie for a while now, and then
I
it
think
finally
Apple
dropped
needs this.
last night that
Yeah.
Apple got it. We were both like, "Whoa, Apple actually did something."
Apple has the money for this stuff, man. It's just, what can we say? It is what it is, and I mean, I'm very, very excited to see what this is all about. I mean, Apple
So they're
and
planning a full theatrical release and then an Apple TV Plus release, which is different from what Netflix did.
Right. Well, did they?
Netflix did a limited theatrical release.
That's right. They did limited theatrical for The Irishman and for Marriage Story, which comes out I think next month, by the way. Marriage Story. Criterion Collection. I will own it. Very, very excited. Love that movie so much. But yeah, so I do like this approach better, having it out in theaters for a while and then having a digital release on the streaming service. And then I'm assuming eventually, since this is a Scorsese film, it will be coming to Blu-ray as well. I think I like that a lot better. I think I like that approach a little bit better because for those obviously who want to see it in the theaters, they can see it. And then obviously, the people who want to see it but don't want to go to the theaters to see it, they will gladly wait until it hits the streaming service. And then those who want to own it can buy it on physical media later on. So I feel like that's a nice little trio thing that they got going on because it kind of flows in. It kind of fits all pretty well together there. So
yeah.
So make it happen, people.
Time for some gaming news to wrap it up here.
Yeah. We have
a few.
Oh wait, what's up?
We got a few.
Yeah, we got a few, but these are like big stories. It's only 3 stories, but I'll let you take the first one and I'll take the last.
I'll take this first one and you can wrap up the show.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about
PlayStation news? So Halo 3 multiplayer testing I think it has started for the Master Chief Collection on PC. Woo! So that means it's coming in soon.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. We've been waiting for a while. For those of you who don't know, the Master Chief Collection originally released on the Xbox One a few years ago. It had every Halo minus was Reach a part of that? Yeah, Reach was a part of that. Minus Halo 5. Because I think that came out right before Halo 5. So it was kind of like a marketing tool. Hey, play all the other Halos before you play Halo 5 type of thing. Because the Halo games really aren't that long, depending on your Oh, hello, Ren Geekness. What's going on, man? Sorry, we are live streaming. I just wanted to say hello to him really quick. How you been, man? I was watching your live stream earlier. Sorry, we're not showing our beautiful faces on camera today, but we will soon. I promise you that. So I hope you're doing well, and I hope your family is safe as well here as well. But I am like talking all over the place. So Halo 3. Well, the Master Chief Collection on PC, they've been releasing all of the games chronologically, starting story-wise chronologically. So they actually started with Halo Reach, then went to Halo 1. Halo 2, this came out about maybe a week or 2 ago. And then up next is Halo 3. It's our favorite Halo game. We're definitely going to be doing a lot of live streaming for that as well. But I'm just very, very excited for that. Hopefully, man, it's the PC port. It's coming. It's coming. We definitely need it. I'm hoping they put Halo 5 on PC as well, because as much as I didn't enjoy the story, the multiplayer is fantastic. And thank you, Ren, Geekness, for those kind words. You know, we're doing really good over here. And everyone, really quick, go check out Ren Geekness, his YouTube channel. He does some phenomenal work, and he has his own podcast called Geeks of the Round Table, where him and his buddy Zach talk about pretty much everything that we talk about, you know, and then some. They have some very, very interesting conversations, and they have webcams, so they already have the one up on us. No, it's all right. But yeah, definitely go ahead and check out Ren Geekness's channel. And let's get back to the news here. So Devin, we got a little bit of PlayStation news here. And as the sole owner of the PlayStation 4 of this two-man podcast, I had to throw this in here because apparently, and there's been a lot of rumors pointing towards this, and you know, if Jason Schreier is talking about this, it's going to be happening, like more than likely. So we have here, I'm actually going to share this on screen because I'm so freaking excited. So we have, apparently there is a PlayStation 5 event planned for June 3rd where they're going to be showing a lot of PlayStation 5 games, exclusives and third parties as well. There's no, I guess, like the rumors are saying, well, there's not much of a rumor saying that whether, you know, they're actually going to show the console itself. They might show the console. They might show the game and the console. I don't know if they're going to do a price point at all, but it's just, it's supposed to be a virtual event that's supposedly supposed to supposed to be coming out, or held on June 3rd. I believe that's this coming up Wednesday. And this comes from the Bloomberg report, because it's been shifting around saying that, you know, is it going to be June 3rd? Is it going to be June 4th? But it looks like I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and reading a few articles here or there, and it looks like it's going to be June 3rd. So we just have to kind of sit and wait there. You know, Sony doesn't necessarily plan to tell people in advance, because once we got The Last of Us Part 2 State of Play, which is our last news story here, I'll be talking about that here in a second. They kind of just dropped the ball and said, hey, by the way, you know, we have this Last of Us Part 2 State of Play where we want to show you, you know, some extensive gameplay and give you a little bit more of what the story is going to be and whatnot. So, I mean, we just have to wait and see. We'll probably get some kind of news maybe this coming up weekend. I'm just excited. I mean, if it is a digital event, hopefully, I mean, I'm excited for the games. I'm not really too worried about the games. I just want to know what the damn console looks like, and I want to know how much it is so I can start saving. But that is it for that news story. So we have one last story to talk about, and that is The Last of Us Part 2 State of Play. They showed an extensive 20 minutes of gameplay and new details as well. And I don't want to get too much into it, because even as much as they showed us, I mean, you kind of get an idea of what's going on. The Last of Us Part 2 literally starts like it starts off where the previous game ended, with Joel and Ellie heading back to Joel's brother's settlement. His name is Tommy. And it kind of just goes from there. And Neil Druckmann has told us that, you know, this is Ellie's story, and the first Last of Us the theme was love, and the theme in this game is hate. And you see, and they show us like extensive like gameplay of Ellie just, oh my God, just thrashing people about, slitting their throats. And I'm not sure if you can see this right here, Devin. You see this woman holding this little device right here?
I do.
That is a PlayStation Vita.
Wow.
And she is playing Hotline Miami, because if you go through the here it is, the the gameplay here. Hold on, let's they showed an extensive amount. Like it is just here. I'll show you the part. I think it's coming up here. Okay, so when she's coming around this corner. She's sneaking up right there. She said, "Hands up." That is a Vita. That's a PlayStation Vita, and apparently they are playing Hotline Miami. I didn't want to put on the audio, but if you want to check that out, like Ellie's killing it right now, and like look at this. It's like, oh, knife fight, blah, right there.
So you get for using a PS Vita. Get out of my face.
Yeah, he just got killed by a 19-year-old. Like she's 14 in the first game, and Ellie's grown up a lot. And I'm not sure if you saw her swimming, but that's a big thing because in the first game, it wasn't that her character. You know how in the first Spyro couldn't swim, and then they added that mechanic into the second game to make it more accessible. It's actually part of Ellie's character when since she's 14 during the first game, she couldn't swim. Like she just as her character, she didn't know how to swim. So she's come a long way. 5 years. It's insane. I just love that. She's like, hands up. Look at that. Like, yo, chill. Like, come on. But yeah. So Last of Us Part 2 comes out on June 19th. I will be doing a small little first impressions video just to kind of get the ball rolling. And we do have plans to have I guess you could more of a panel for. I wanted once people have the time to play and beat the game, I was trying to get people together to do a spoiler cast of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just going to talk about it. So hopefully we can definitely get that ball rolling. I've reached out to a few people, including Rank Geekness. I'm just waiting on him to play the first game. So hopefully we'll see. But that pretty much does it for all of our news here today, everyone. Thank you everyone who was listening, who came and tuned in on YouTube on Ren Geekness. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream, and a few of the other people that I noticed they were popping in and out. But of course, this is still a podcast, so we will be uploading this to our podcast platforms tomorrow on Friday. So I mean, there's no other better day than to listen to a podcast on the weekends. It's Friday, baby. It's a weekend. Let's go. So again, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and of course here on YouTube. And if you like this kind of format of what we do, let us know in the comment section down below. And we're trying out new things here or there. And also there's going to be 2 reviews this weekend. So the first one, Devin and I will be reviewing Space Force that comes out tomorrow. I believe that is it a limited series or is it just season 1 of, I think.
Season 1.
The season 1. Okay. So that Space Force review will be coming out this weekend on Sunday per our schedule that is pinned up on our Twitter. And also I'm going to be joined by Colby Told Me and the Geekly Goods Squad and doing a in-depth review of HBO Max. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, the ugly. Unfortunately, Devin has a fire stick.
Multiple fire sticks, and HBO Max is not available on any Amazon device or Roku's, which is very weird because I know a lot of people with the Roku's and of course Amazon devices. That is like your main audience, because not only can you get some little Terrarium TV on there, some other non-disclosed applications, but they are really good devices that it just seems that Android devices got screwed over. It's on Xbox, PlayStation, luckily and it's on Samsung TVs as well, and Apple TV
devices, which I do have myself. So I guess I can kind of count myself lucky, but I could have just watched on my PlayStation anyway. But since Devin doesn't have a PlayStation, doesn't look like he's able to watch it. Well, I mean, he can, but who wants to sit at their computer screen and watch HBO Max?
Am I gonna Quibi it on my phone screen?
Hey, man. Hey, remember Quibi was supposed to be like the new thing. It was supposed to be the mobile version of HBO. Like they
Go away.
They were so confident. And then they just end up blaming the pandemic. I'm like, you have a mobile streaming service. How in the hell?
Make sure you cancel that subscription in your Apple settings. I did the other day.
Thank you for thank you for letting me know, because I'll be very disappointed. I got to double check and make sure that if I already have that turned off. But with all that said, we got Space Force review coming up this Sunday, as well as our HBO Max review. I believe we will be live streaming it, and then I'm going to release the podcast version later on. We'll just have to wait and see. But we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.